Well, hello everyone. So today is Tuesday, and normally I record my podcast on Tuesdays. And yesterday I had a very interesting afternoon, and I decided to just record it, put it out there. And yeah, today is all about this. It's extremely important to me. I would say it's like life changing for me. That's why I want to share it more and further. So, first of all, I just want to say that I just came back from the training. I came down and sit down. Normally, I would take a shower, wash my hair, put on some makeup, and before I sit down. And this time, this is so special to me. Whenever I was recording podcast, it's so much easier for me to do it without the video because I just close my eyes. Sometimes I feel like I'm channeling my true self, and it's so much easier. And I usually would do it in my sweatpants. And recently, I know that the next step for me is also to record it in the form of a video. That's why it was challenging, as I know that this is my next step. But in the same time, as I said, wash your hand. In that process, I would always lose the vibe. And this time I just decided freaking go for it. Sit down. Doesn't matter what you look like. None of that matters. It's all in your head. It's all an illusion. And today's video is for me and for you to show that this is all just an illusion. And today, this is what I want to be talking about. Channeling your true self. Channeling the most truthful, the most divine version of you that there is. And this is how it goes. Our soul craves evolvement. So we live here, things are happening, life is happening, but your soul came here for the evolvement. To evolve, to grow, to have new experience. This is how you grow. This is how you evolve. So yesterday, actually a while ago, I got this message from a friend that if you don't feel any fear, that it means that you are not growing. It means that you're staying in your comfort zone. So in order for you to grow, you have to have some fear. And it's not about walking into the fear. It is just present when you're evolving. And this is a goal. And yesterday I had the moment when I started, some sort of fear started to appear. And that message was coming so strongly in the recent time. How to deal with fear, how to tackle it, and how to listen to your higher self. And my dog just came. And here's the thing. I got distracted by so yesterday, I went for a walk because I had some fear show up for me. And that was such a critical moment. I went for a walk and I was like, okay, I want to figure this out, what to do with this. Because the goal is it's never to bypass the fear. Is to face it face to face. So yesterday, and I want to tell you step by step what I did and how to deal with it. And the place that I'm speaking from right now is the place of the deepest truth. And what I mean by that is when I went for a walk yesterday, I usually when I'm channeling, when I do Akashic records, when I have downloads, I usually write. And yesterday I went for a walk. At first I called my closest friend and I said to talk about this. And then we hang up and I kept on walking. I just felt like I have to get it out of my body. And then I said to record myself on the voice memo. And And I asked, like, can I talk to Akashic Records, to my spirit guides? And they're like, you don't need to talk to your spirit guides. You're talking to your higher self, to your soul level, to your true self. It's like your true self is now talking to you. And my voice memo was me talking to me whenever, like sometimes I saw someone talking on Instagram, like my spirit told me, this is me telling me. So this whole conversation was like, I was walking down the street and I was recording myself, and it sounded like a phone conversation because I was talking to somebody, and that somebody was me, but that was my higher self, my true self, coming through me to tell me the purest form, the purest message, because it's the purest form of truth, of wisdom and love. It's pure love. There's nothing else. Everything that our mind is trying to create, this is an illusion. Every belief, all of that stuff, it's simply an illusion. And I got this message in this morning after working out. I like sat down in a park and I closed my eyes and I was in this space, and my true self was telling me, like, your senses, 5 senses, notice this. If your higher self is talking to you, your 5 senses will find proof for whatever is coming from that place. If you are following the thoughts of an illusion, so of your mind, your 5 senses will try to find the proof of what is coming to confirm the illusion. So you will find illusionary truth or the version of the reality to confirm the illusion that you're believing in. So in order to start communicating with your true self, it's easier by dialing down your 5 senses. And what I mean by that, like, if you go to a full body relaxation state, you dial down you close your eyes, turn on the music, turn off all the external stuff that is trying to get into you, and just fully let in your true self talk to you. And the thing is, every single one of us, every single one of you, they have access, everyone has access to their true self. Every single person. And everyone knows when it's the voice of their true self versus the voice of the illusion, the beliefs, the voice of the fear. The thing is, just trusting your gut and following this voice. That's the biggest challenge. So how to do this? Because here's the thing. When I said at the beginning that the mission of the soul, or the goal for the soul, is to grow, to evolve. So this is the goal. This is why we come here. So you want to grow. You have a mission. You chose something to do in this lifetime. So you come down here, and then there's a very easy path to get to that place. The journey to the contrary belief is very easy. But the thing is that instead of following the voice of your true self, you follow the voice of the illusion and of the fear. You choose fear over true self, over your most genuine, pure love version of you that is inside of you. I don't even want to say that it's deep. It's there. It's easier to access than ever before. That's why it's messaging coming right now, because this is so important for everyone. And my soul level right now is talking to your soul level right now. So your mind might be like not fully getting what is happening and what is the message that is coming, but this is a very strong message from my soul level to your soul level. Because you need to hear this. Your soul needs to hear this, because this is like a sort of activation to start freaking listening to your inner voice. This is the time. There was no time like this ever before. And it's so important. It's so important, because whatever you're gonna hear in a minute, I'm here to tell you how to choose the voice of your true self instead of the fear. What to do with the fear. Because the worst thing that you can do about fear is to fear the fear itself. It's actually easier than you think to dissolve the fear. It's so much easier. It's actually pretty easy. So, how to do it? Whenever you are facing, as I said, you are getting out of your comfort zone. Things are changing in life. How do you get out of your comfort zone? Things will start shifting in your life. So you might lose somebody, lose something. Whatever is happening at work. Maybe a project, maybe a person, maybe you're forced to move. Never ever look at this as a shift. So you asked to go and shift something in your reality. It is never good or bad. This is the path of the evolvement for your soul. So you choose those shifts. Those shifts are putting you to the place where you have to be, where your soul, like your true self, wants to be there. And through those shifts, this is the path to get there. So the sooner you get there, or one step back, the sooner you start listening to your true voice, this is the easiest, the closest path to this, through this evolvement. Because the evolvement is the journey itself. So then there's a shift, something happens. Usually what follows that, for 99.9% of people, is some sort of fear. Because the shift itself telling you that your reality is changing, that you're changing. So you are being asked in that very specific moment to let go of some of the old version of you. So they're like layers. So in order for you to evolve, you have to let go of one of the old layers of who you are. So you want to let go of something so that you can move forward to evolve, to get to the true essence of you. And in order to let go of something, the fear is like, it's just going to happen. It is going to be there. The illusion is that it's just gonna let you let go of it so easily. So when you are ready, and this will always happen when you're ready, when your soul knows what you're ready for. The next step for you, it's never too much. It's the exact that you are ready to let go of. The exact step that you're ready to grow by. It's not like, it will never be too much. Your earthly self right now might be telling you, like, Inga, you don't know what hardship is. You don't know what suffering is. I do know, and from the soul level, you chose every single one of those lessons. And me talking right now, it's not the earthly person, like, wrapped in ego. It's like my true self, my soul level talking to your soul level. So now we're communicating on a soul level. So the goal of this is to spark something on your soul level. So, like, the earthly mind, there's a lot of content that you can find, something that, we're talking about the soul level. And this is supposed to activate you. So this is, and listening by those little voices, this is the soul path for you. This is how you evolve. So there is some sort of shift. You might be losing something old is falling apart, something old you're letting go of. And immediately what is going on? That part of you wants to still grab you and hold you in the old paradigm. But your soul wants to, like, hey, let's move forward. And your ego is going to be like, hey, stay with me. And this is the most important thing. How do you work with this fear? Because what I'm about to tell you, this technique or whatever you want to call it, the moment you fully acknowledge this, realize this is going to be your biggest game changer on how to tackle things in life. So the fear, as I said, is inevitable. It's just going to happen because the old self, if you're trying to destroy and take off the layer, the old self will be like, hey, what about me? And most of the time, it's just going to show up as fear. So, hey, you want to move continents? But how are you going to afford it? Can you let go of your family? Are you going to find a job? You will run out of money. You won't make any friends. And, the shift that I'm talking about is also from a soul level. So in the example of you wanting to move somewhere or going somewhere, usually it's in the form of, I'm not talking about like my friends are going there, this is popular, but this is not a soul level. Soul level is when you're you're being the strongest pull to go someplace, the stronger pull to not go somewhere, to not show up in a place because this is going to be in some sort of not good for you. Maybe it's, ending some sort of relationship. Or maybe, contacting somebody because it's important. This is listening to your soul level. So, like the strongest craving from your soul. And I'm not talking about like mind ideas of like, oh, this person is attractive, so I might be like reaching out to them. I'm talking to the voice of your soul who's telling you, hey, you need to contact that person or you need to move there. This is the level I'm talking about. So when your soul is communicating and you know that this is the shift, something that you have to do, this is something important for you. And then there are fears showing up in your head. And your job is never ever to bypass that. Your job is to fully sink in. What does it mean? This is very, very, very important. So when there's fear showing up, for example, you want to move somewhere or change a job, and then there is this voice, but you won't have any money, or this is going to cost you too much, or you won't be able to handle this financially. You're gonna go bankrupt. You won't have any money left. There might be so many different voices of this fear. And then instead of like, I don't want to feel it. I don't want to acknowledge this. I'm going to pretend it's not there. So I'm just going to pull it to the side and not let it in. And this is the biggest mistake. Or not even mistake, but this is choosing the much longer path of evolvement. Because unless you fully dissolve this fear, it will keep coming back to you. And the moment you hands-on dissolve it, it's going to disappear permanently once you make this specific shift. So on the next level, there might be different shift, the different type of fear, but once you fully let go of this one, it won't come back. There might be slightly different version for a little like smaller shift. So it might look familiar, but once you dissolve it, it just bursts like a bubble. Like a bubble, it doesn't exist anymore. So how do you dissolve it? You fully let it sink in. It's like the energy has to go through your body, but you don't keep it in. You never ever embody the fear. Because most of the people you embody usually, and you start acting. What does it mean to embody? You start acting based on that fear. And the goal is to feel it and let it go. And ask yourself, okay, what if? What if I don't have any money left? Then I won't go. What if? What is the worst thing that could happen if my worst fear materializes itself? What is the worst thing that can happen? And see how do you feel. The moment I started to let in, I felt such a huge relief. The tension that I was trying to control, I let it from my body. I just let it feel. I felt it. I let it in. I felt it. And the moment I felt the relief, I started to play around with it. So when we fear the fear itself, it's like creating this tension. So there's the fear, the bubble of the fear. And when you fear it, if you're like, I don't want it in my life. It's all the time. You are, this tension creates this link between you two, and it doesn't go away. It might be hidden, you might hide it under the table, under the rug. It is going to be around you. If you want to permanently resolve the fear, you have to hug it. You have to give it love. You have to look at it. Look at it, observe it from every single angle. See what is it trying to do. See what you are, rephrase it. Rephrase the fear to the words, what is my old self, the old layer, trying to show that I'm letting go of. So you're letting go of the fact that your old self believed that you might not make money by following your truth. Your old self believed that you are not abundant, that you do not deserve the abundance. Your old self believed all those lies, and the fear is just an information. What are you really letting go of? So if you embody the fear, you will stack it in your body and you will act from the place of believing in this fear. So again, if you fear something and you start feeling it, okay, you allow those emotions, right? I allow the emotion that I fear that if I do this shift, I might not have money after this. And if you look at it, look at the fear. What is it trying to tell you? What is it communicating with you? If you just let it flow through your body, hug it, look at it, don't be afraid of it. If you're afraid of it, it's being stuck in your body, and then you start to embody it. So you start acting with the fear inside of you. So your behavior and your five senses and your life and your reality will find the confirmation for your fear. Your reality will create the biggest, like the most perfect confirmation of that fear. So whenever it is coming up for you, just look at it, hug it, and it's like, thank you for showing up. I'm so glad, I'm so excited that this is exactly what I'm letting go of in my life. This is the old layer that I don't need anymore, that I can detach from. Finally, after years, thank you for showing up. I'm so excited. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I love you. I'm ready to move on. I'm ready to make this shift by listening to my true self. And this time, I choose to embody my true self. And embodying true self is the easiest path. The illusion is to believe that it's hard, that it's long, that it's difficult. The journey is not difficult. If you choose your true self, every step of the way, your life will be transformed like this. The clue is that in the past, you were embodying the fear. You were listening to the fear. And you're not supposed to listen to the fear. You're supposed to listen to your true self, your soul level, which is also talking to you all the time. You're just not tuning into it. You're not listening. You're afraid you're not hearing it. So get into this calm place. Close your eyes. What I said earlier. Turn down the five senses. They're constantly bombarding you with something. They're trying to create the reality to confirm all the fears that you're embodying right now. So instead of this, start listening to your true self. Because it's knocking on your door right now. If you're listening to this, this is your sign, this is your activation to start listening to your higher self, to your true self. To me, one of the tools was learning the Akashic Records. That was the gateway. But the truth is, it's one of the tools. And you can start listening to your intuition. It's not as difficult. You believing it's difficult makes it difficult. So just surrender. Go with the flow. The moment you start listening to your true self, as I said, like, this is genuinely the easiest path to transforming your life, to your dream reality, to the evolvement of your soul. And at the end of this evolvement and along the way, your deepest desires are coming true, because your desire for something, that's your soul level telling you that this is what is meant for you. So if you're craving the true unconditional love, the partner on that level, if you're creating the best career in a sense of fulfillment, life of joy, life of freedom, it's waiting there for you along the path. The question is, are you going to choose today, right now, to listen to your true self, which in fact is going to be 10 times easier if you start following it. But look at the absurdity of the situation. You're embodying the fear because it's nothing else but the communication of the old layer trying to pull you back. Do you see how absurd it is? And if you're still feeling the fear and fearing the change and the shift, today my true self told me this, and yesterday as well. I was laughing at it with my sister. We were both talking about it. Like, from a soul perspective, this lifetime, is like a blink of an eye. It's nothing. Your soul has like thousands of lifetimes, or maybe millions. I don't know, on energy level, like in different dimensions. Let's not get into this, but your soul is eternal. What I meant by earlier is like the lifetimes on earth might be counted in thousands, but your soul is eternal. You're like a ball of energy. This is your true self. So you coming on earth to, check certain life lessons and evolve through those life lessons here on earth, it's like a blink of an eye. And I jokingly would say, like, from a soul level, like, if you choose to exit this lifetime, like, of course you can. You might, like, give up, like, I don't want to play this game. You guys, I'm done. But then you'll have to come back in the next lifetime and do it all over again. So I would always say you might as well, like, put in the effort and not repeat the first few levels of this video game. So when you think about life as a video game, all those challenges and shifts are nothing else but a new level. You're unlocking the new level. Just start playing around. As I said, like, what if? What if you, like, lose everything? Great, life is just a video game. Like, you go level down, but is it actually level down? No, you go always level up because you learn something. You might be stuck. When you are letting in the fear and you are acting from the fear level, you are being stuck in the same level in the game of life. You do not evolve. Evolvement is choosing differently for yourself, is making a shift. So life might be throwing you opportunities to make a shift. So you might be like, big things, big transformation, and you are constantly trying to stay in the same place, not change, not make any changes. And you're surprised that you'll feel like, oh, I have the same bad thing happening to me. Like, are you taking any lessons? Are you listening? Like, if you are not going to start listening to your true self, you are going to be stuck in the same circle of fear. In order to make it level up, you have to start listening to your true self. And if you do, that's the highest path to start jumping up. You're gonna go up so freaking quickly, you'll be surprised. That's the beauty. And if you choose your true self, that's where you have the most fun and the most joy. It's nothing but a pleasure. When you embody this, that's going to be pleasant because you're supposed to. This is the simple path, and we choose the more complicated. Why? Because our senses need the confirmation, like create the world to confirm the belief that we have in us, and the belief is that it's just like easier to be stuck in the same old. When in reality, the evolvement, that's where the fun is. That's where you grow. That's where your fulfillment is. That's where you truly find your happiness. So don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to make a shift, to say even, because the more you say like, hey, my true self, my soul, I'm talking to you right now. I'm so happy to make new choices for myself. I'm so happy to choose differently for myself. I'm so happy and excited to be evolving. I'm ready to change my life. I'm ready to receive more. Bring it on. And then the shifts are happening. So when they're happening, don't be like, fear number one, I give up. On the contrary, be like, hey, now I know things are happening. Now I know I am shifting and moving up in the level of life. And it's okay to acknowledge the fear, to be in it for a little bit. But if you're going to be stuck for too long, this is destroying you. This is where the harm is. This is where the suffering is. Being stuck in this low vibe. This will not, it's like, it's making the choice is from the level of the free will. Your soul is constantly telling you, like, this is the way of the true self, of the higher self, of your true version, of your soul level. And you choose the illusion. And the soul is like, okay, you're choosing. So I cannot force you. But the choice is always yours. The choice is from like the effort perspective. It's the free will. Nobody will choose. Like you can have healers, people help you along the journey, help you deal with stress, help you navigate how to make those shifts. But the shift itself and choosing differently for yourself can only be made by you, nobody else. Nobody else. When I do sessions, I connect with the soul level of you. We can talk on a soul level. I can tell you your soul level. We can heal something so that it's easier to make the shift, to choose differently. But nobody will make the choice for you. Not me, not God, not your soul level. Your soul level will not, it shows you the way, but only you make the choice. And it can tell you like all the wonderful stuff is waiting on the other side. The only thing stopping you from being there is you and the choices you're making every single day. So today you might choose differently for yourself, and this will help you end up in the new reality. And again, the fear that you're fearing, the fear that you're showing up for you is nothing else but the information from the old layers that you're letting go of. I see the visual of like an onion, and there's like a human, light being, humans being inside, and you're letting go of the layer of the onion. You're peeling the onion, and this is the set of old beliefs about yourself, and they're all an illusion, every single one of them, because underneath that, this is your true self. But the thing is that don't ever go into the regret or feeling bad about yourself, feeling guilty that you have those layers. That's not the point. The point is that the soul your soul chose to put on those layers, because the evolvement happens when you take them off. So what will be the fun of knowing your true self from right from the beginning? You know who you are. Like, you're connected to this. When kids are born, like, they know. They touch the soul level. They're more connected. When we grow up, we get sort of, I wouldn't say disconnected, we grow layers of the onion, of the proverbial onion that we talked about. But your true essence is always there. It's always trying to talk to you. So when are you going to start listening? This video is nothing else but like a knock from your soul. Through this video, it's knocking to all of your senses, like, hello, when are you going to start letting me in? Like, be ready, let's have some fun. Because honestly, this is where the fun begins. It's experiencing fear to grow, but every step of the way, there's more freedom, there's more joy, there's more happiness. Going next level is getting also higher in the vibration as your permanent state. So yes, it is true that with your choices in every level, you can choose to go low vibe or high vibe. That you choose every single moment, every second in your life. You can go either way. But the thing is, like, when you evolve, you don't really fully go down. You cannot go down. The lessons might look a little bit familiar, but you are always going next level. Once it's done, it's done. When it's healed, it's healed. Once you shift, and shifting is healing, once you shift, it's healed. You're healed in this respect. And don't expect that the journey has the destination. That's an interesting message coming in, even for me. So, what it means is that once you make one shift, don't think that this is the end game, because your soul chose to be evolving all the time. Even if the choice might be for this lifetime to maybe be less hardworking and relaxed, like the soul might need to be more stagnant, and that might be your life lesson. So not getting into feeling bad that these are your choices. So you, on the outside, you might not be doing much, but on the inside, this is the evolvement for your soul. But the thing is that there's no kind of like end point in the evolvement. There is, but when you look at the soul level as a whole, not as a lifetime. And it's interesting, I'm not gonna into this. Okay, I'm supposed to say this. The soul level, okay, so we are traveling, the video game analogy is good for the earthly lessons. Once you exit the earth, it's different. Your soul is always evolving. And yeah. But our focus, your focus should be on the earth, on our lessons here, because we are here, we chose to be here. So instead of having the attention there, have your attention here. What are you supposed to be doing here right now on earth, and what are the little shifts that you're supposed to do? Okay, that's it. I am moved, full body chills. I think that I honestly am so happy and moved to be recording this because I feel like our our souls, like, I'm honestly like in recent time I was just like so fed up with pretending that, playing the earthly game in a sense, like letting all those limitations inside of me, like even from the stupid, like how I look in the video, it like doesn't really matter, but like my human part would be like, is your hair clean? Are you wearing, I'm wearing my sports bra underneath this coat, this jacket. Like, it's crazy. And I'm letting in more, like, the levels in my game of life. I'm always evolving, and there's no need to compare, like somebody is further along or not. It doesn't really matter. From a soul perspective, the comparison is an illusion. But the thing is that we all crave on a soul level. Our souls are like, finally, let's do it. Let's do it, because the whole planet is like, you're playing the game of an illusion too much. You're letting in the illusion too much. And it's go time in a sense, like, listen to your freaking soul, to your soul level. Not soul as your true essence. Just freaking go for it. That's the easiest path. And if you have doubts, do everything that I said in the video. Let it think about the fear, and then be like, what if? What if? What do I want? Where are my true desires? And what if this is actually the easiest part? What if, like, you cannot lose in the game of life? You cannot. Like, your soul here is to experience whatever you experience. This is the experience that you're supposed to go through. Everything teaches you something. So instead of being a control freak and try to control your reality, let go. Recently, an hour ago when I was driving back home, and I was in the car, I was shown like this analogy of like drifting in the sea along the waves. You cannot grab the water to hold yourself. The only thing you can do is to let yourself flow, like, with the waves. Let yourself be guided. Go with the flow of life. There's no way to control it. But the thing is, if you let go and you let yourself be guided, you get to the place of absolute freedom. There's no doubt about it, because that's the journey for the soul. Because lack of freedom, that's the onion. That's the illusion. It does not exist, but you need to experience it in order to tap into whatever is underneath that. And your true self is like infinite wisdom, infinite love, infinite freedom and joy. And true self, it's 100% authentic. It's pure expression of itself. So you tapping into this, it's being more authentic. This is authenticity. From that level, when you tap into this is your unlimited, endless creation in life. When you tap into when you listen to the voice, the creation, if you're worried about creating, I don't know, writing a book, painting something, if you feel blocked, start listening to your true self. That's how you unlock stuff. This is the source, this authentic expression of your true self. That's the endless source of endless creation flowing for you. And creation for every single person is what you came here to share, to heal the planet, to serve other humans, to serve humanity, to share your true self. That is the goal. So stop limiting yourself. Stop embodying fear. Choose differently for itself. Be brave. Be courageous today, because those choices are only being made by you, nobody else. your earthly self. So your earthly self can embody and act from the place of embodying your true self or the fear. And you choose. That's it. I love you. And my soul sends all the love of the universe to you. Thank you.